Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So first of all, we're from Group 4 and we will be covering the lecture 10 on the Sirah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Maulid festivals. So just a brief story before we start. During the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he actually never celebrated Maulid or his birthdays whatsoever. So this is why most people say it is considered as bid'ah to be celebrating such events. There's a hadith that stated every bid'ah is against the teaching of Islam. However, this is not true because it doesn't necessarily mean that when things were not practiced during the time of the Prophet, it is considered as bid'ah today. For example, in other culture or country whatsoever, they didn't really practice reciting Surah Yasin every Thursday night or any other day, but they practice any other surah. So this is not wrong. And then another example is, for example, in Turkey, when they celebrate Maulid, they are wearing the same clothing, doing zikir, salawat, gathering, etc. This is actually a good thing because it is considered as part of Shi'ar Islam on how they express their happiness and showing the unity of the Muslim Ummah. However, the problem is that after the Maulid, for example, here in Brunei, we can see that trash or waste is everywhere, when cleanliness is an obligation to us. So this can give a wrong interpretation or negative expression to the tourists. So to start with is the beginning of the Maulid festival. Okay, so number one, Ibn Jawzi says, people of Haramain, Sharifain, Makkah and Medina, and Egypt and Yemen and Syria and of the eastern and western cities of Arabia hold functions in celebration of the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They rejoice at the month and sighting of the moon of Rabiul Awal, bathe and put on their best dresses, adorn themselves in various ways, put on sand and give alms with great joy, exert themselves in listening to the Maulid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then by doing so, they themselves attain to success, as it has been proved that by celebrating the Maulid of the Prophet, much good accrues the whole year round, security and comfort, greater means of livelihood, increase in children and in wealth, then peace in cities and contentment and peace in homes. Okay, so what this means is that, okay, Ibn Jawzi, who passed away 510 Hijrah, said, here, they rejoice at the sighting of the moon of Rabiul Awal. Okay, one of Ibn Jawzi's students even see and look for the sighting of the moon just to find out the month of Rabiul Awal, which means happiness, the month of happiness. Whereas here in Brunei, we would usually be excited to look for the moon sighting for 8 only, the month of Shawwal, to the point that some people, well actually most of the people, would buy new clothing just to celebrate 8. But for them, Ibn Jawzi, they wanted to celebrate Maulid to the point that they have a special clothing for it, they have a special energy for it. So in terms of Brunei, Ibn Jawzi and his students and followers, they are willing to buy or use new beautiful clothing just to celebrate Maulid. Meanwhile, us, the Bruneians, would only do such things during Eid, during Raya. And then give alms and great joy. As we can see that whenever Maulid is being held, amount of charity or goodness also increases. For example, a lot of people would give sadaqah during the events of Maulid. Just like in Brunei, when we do the walking thing in Bandar, doing the salawat and the zikir for the Prophet, there's always these vendors, these people who are giving away free drinks and foods to the pedestrians. And that just shows how the Maulid actually affects the unity of the Muslim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Mikraj Iman bin Tahir with ID 22B0818. In this video, I will be explaining about my part, which is the beginning of Maulid festival. So first of all, gatherings of Maulid first appeared in the 3rd and 4th of Hijrah. Then 700 years back from today, a pious and virtuous person named Umar bin Mullah Muhammad Mosli established it on a regular basis. Following him, the great commander, which is Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi's dearly loved Sultan Abdul Malik Abu Sa'id Muzaffar al-Din, celebrated Maulid an-Nabi officially. Ibni Khalqan Arabali Shafa'i was eyewitness of that festival. It was appeared in the 3rd and 4th Hijrah, then 700 years back from today, which means that around 700 plus Hijrah, the first Maulid festival is celebrated on a large scale and become a yearly program. Sultan Salahuddin al-Ayyubi also celebrate the Maulid, followed by Sultan Abdul Malik. One of the great scholars, Ibni Khalqan, witnessed the festival. This means that in the first few centuries, 1st and 2nd, Maulid is not something that is usually practiced. Why? It's because they observe the Sunnah. They meet Prophet himself, but as time goes by, people tend to forget the Sunnah, so that is why we celebrate Maulid. Next, I'm gonna pass to Naufal to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikraj. Before I proceed to my point, let me introduce myself. First, my name is Aiman Naufal bin Haji Muhammad Sufri with a student ID 22B0806. Now I'll be continuing on the Tarikh Mi'raj Az-Zaman. So according to Tarikh Mi'raj Az-Zaman, millions of rupees were spent on celebrating the Maulid festival. In the beginning of 7th century of Hijri calendar, a great scholar named Abu Khattab Umar bin Hassan Dahiyya Qalbi Andalusi Balansi, where he wrote a book on the topic of Milad an-Nabi named At-Tanvir fi Maulid As-Siraj al-Munir. So in 1207, he went to Sultan Arbal's castle and presented his book, and where he was awarded 1,000 gold coins from the Sultan. This is to show how the Sultan before and loved and give respect towards scholars who wrote about book or sirah on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In contrast to Sultan Arbal's appreciation in Brunei, for example, for Qari or Qari'ah who memorized the Al-Quran were given an allowance of 1,000 every month until death. Last year, it was given gold for those who won in a musabaqah competition. This is what has been shown and given by our Sultan for these people as a sign of appreciation. The next slide is showing the picture of Ottoman flag that was raised during the Maulid festival in Benghazi, Libya. This picture represents the unity as a ummah gathered together in celebrating the beloved Prophet Muhammad's birth. That's all from us. Thank you.